Guys, you know my love of Magic Spoon. It's low in sugar and still tastes great. Even my kids love it, and I can feel good about feeding it to them. If you love cereal, just click on the link below and get some Magic Spoon cereal today. You can build your very own variety box. Just use my code Chael. That's going to get you $5 off. You can choose from the best-selling cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cookies and cream, maple waffle, blueberry muffin, and cinnamon roll. But wait, Magic Spoon is now adding Honey Nut to their permanent collection. So be sure to add Honey Nut to your custom box and try it out. Magic Spoon is so confident in this product. They will back it with a 100% happiness guarantee. That means if you don't like it for any reason, they refund all of your money and don't ask you any questions. Also, for my Canadian and British fans, Magic Spoon is now shipping to Canada and the UK. So click on the link below and use the code Chael to get $5 off, or go to magicspoon.com/Chael. That's going to save you $5 when you build your own custom box, and I really encourage you, try the new Honey Nut. Suga Sean O'Malley was doing an interview and he was talking about what his short-term plan is, or what his current, might be a better way for me to say it, plan is for his own career. It went something like this. I'm going to beat everybody at my weight class. I'm going to become the champion, and then I'm going to leave my weight class. I'm going to go up to 145 pounds, but before I do it, I am going to become champion here first. As a matter of fact, I have Pedro Munoz next. Pedro's ranked number 10. Get past Pedro, move into somebody higher ranked, go right into a championship fight, and I'll be out of here. Guys, I could relate to that, and every athlete that you've ever seen has had that same conversation, maybe not out loud. Sean was handling this piece of media almost like a therapy session. He was telling us everything, things that he could have kept inside. I'm just here to tell you, whether you like that statement by Sean or not, every single athlete has had that same conversation, just maybe not out loud. There is something about being surrounded by an assortment of names. See, let's take the top 10. Top 10 of every single division. When you are by yourself, you're driving in your car, you're listening to the radio, you are thinking about those people in the top 10. When you go to bed at night and you close your eyes and the whole world is quiet, you're trying to fall asleep, you're thinking about those athletes in the top 10. Everywhere you go, every practice that you go to, as you put your gloves on, as you're sparring, as you're down on your luck thinking this is going to be bad, or when you're on top of the world thinking I'm going to do great, you're thinking about those people in the top 10. And there is a relief within the idea that at some point I'm going to get away from this group. I'm going to go into another group. There is an absolute relief, and I'll tell you, I was the same way. I did an interview that my coach, Chuck Kearney, pulled me into his office the day after this came out, and this is back before the internet was the thing. This was in print in something called the Register Guard, and I was a junior in college. I was a returning All-American, so I was one of the top-ranked guys in the country, but I told the paper I'm going to win the NCAA tournament this year, and I'm not coming back for my senior year. I'm going to win the nationals, and I'm done with the sport. Now, my life would have been very different if I walked away from competition at 20 years old. I ended up walking away from competition at 42 years old, but I did mean it. And Chuck pulled me into his office, he showed me the paper, and he said, this is the wrong mindset. You're coming back. If you win it, you're going to come back, you're going to win it again. Silly conversation, right? I have a different task at hand. I have a task at hand to first qualify for the national tournament, to train, to prepare. I've got all these different things. But I was so much pressure and I was so overwhelmed by reading these same guys' names that were in my weight class, I just wanted to get away. And I remember when I went into professional fighting, I had very similar thoughts. I'm at 185 pounds and all I want to do is leave 185 pounds. It doesn't have anything to do with the weight cut. It doesn't have anything to do with physically how I perform it that way. I got to get away from these names. When I was a little kid, I got bit in the ass. I was wrestling at a weight class called 75 pounds. Now, no, I do not mean 175 pounds. I was wrestling at 75 pounds. I had to wrestle the same two guys every single Saturday. We'd all get through the tournament, and then it would come down to these three guys. Wherever I drove in the state, I had these same two guys. So Friday night, the day before the event, I come up with a great idea that I'm going to move up to 80 pounds. They were separated in 5-pound increments. I get to the tournament. I heist my major plan. I don't tell my father. I weigh in at 80 pounds. I get back to the tournament to compete. The two guys that I was trying to get away from had the exact same idea. So now I'm at 80 pounds with the same two guys. I just remember that lesson because that's where it taught me, okay, I'm trying to sell myself on the idea that I'll do better at a different weight or I belong in a different weight. But that's when I learned, no, I'm trying to get away from the pressures and the nuances of these guys that I'm competing with. Sometimes I beat them and sometimes that they beat me. So I only bring that to you because when Sean O'Malley's talking about that he's going to go to 145, don't be sold that he is. By example, if somebody could wave a magic wand and they could take everybody in the top 10 at 135 pounds right now that Sean O'Malley is thinking of every single day and you all move to 145, Sean's going to be less inclined to want to go up to 145. He's not talking about the weight. He's talking about escaping these same guys that he gets questioned about, that he gets tweeted about, that he gets called out from, that he sits and trains for. It's a very interesting piece. It's a very interesting piece of the mindset of the athlete, where at some point you just want to be doing something new. You're breaking down tape, you're studying, you're having teammates and workout partners mimicking. You're getting challenged by, and you just want something new. Just give me some fresh blood. I'll go up a weight, I'll go down a weight. I'll do whatever it takes. I can't stand these names any longer. And as I heard Sean speak about that, I don't know if I'm right. Hopefully Sean will respond to this. But I'm not positive that Sean knows at this point. I'm not positive if Sean is just tired of weighing 135 pounds. He thinks he'll be a bigger, stronger, better athlete at 145. If that's what it's about, then by all means, change weight classes. Or is it a mental side where I could get a relief? I could get a deep breath. I could get a fresh new start if I just had a new pool to compete with. It's an interesting question. Sean's going to have to look inside to give us the answer, but I hope he sees this, and I hope he does give us the answer.